Hello one and all, welcome to yet another somewhat proper movie review. I'm Brian and let's do this. This episode is Wonder Woman, directed by Patty Jenkins, runs 141 minutes, starring Gal Gadot, who is Giselle in the Fast and Furious franchise, Robin Wright, who is Jenny in Forrest Gump, and Claire Underwood in The House of Cards. David Thewlis, who was Professor Lupin in the Harry Potter franchise, Connie Nielsen, who was Lucilla in Gladiator, Chris Pine, who was Captain Kirk in the Star Trek reboot, Lucy Davis, who was Diana in Shaun of the Dead, Ewen Bremner, who was Spud in Trainspotting, and a special appearance from Zack Snyder, who was the director of 300 and Superman, Man of Steel. Now, I had originally had no expectations going into this, but then I saw that Rotten Tomatoes had given it 97%, and I got excited for it. Now, normally I end up being let down and I'm excited for movies like this, but it surprised me out of nowhere, so let's see how it gets on. For story, I gave it 27 out of 30. Now, I'm not a comic book guy, so I wouldn't know if this is the worst adaptation ever, but it was a pretty good movie, even for me, for someone that doesn't know where Wonder Woman came from. It's pretty crazy, because it's almost a coming-of-age movie, as Wonder Woman, or Diana Prince, learns how life really is, and what people are really like. There are twists and turns everywhere that you just won't predict, and they'll just come out of nowhere. Now, the cast and acting, I have 14 out of 15. All the cast just seem to embrace their characters. Gal Gadot and Chris Pine had great chemistry, while lesser characters like Ewen Bremner were really good as well. He pretty much embodied Spud from Trainspotting and just played it again, and it was really entertaining. There was also a cool moment when two characters from Harry Potter movies interacted. One was David Thewlis, who I mentioned above, was Professor Lupin, but one was another small character from the franchise, and you really have to know your HP to notice this. Characters, I gave it 13 out of 15. The characters themselves are a lot of fun and you really feel attached to them. In the case of all the heroes and even a couple of the villains, Wonder Woman herself is already an iconic character and she's embodied very well by Gal Gadot, who herself is such a badass woman, especially since the Fast and Furious franchise. Genre, I gave it 9 out of 10. Action adventure everywhere. Like, it's a very good action adventure movie, and the fighting choreography is just perfect. There are many stages throughout the movie and I just went, this is just cool. For false, I give it 9 out of 10. For personal limited comic book knowledge, all of my questions were answered and most loose ends were tied up. I didn't spot many continuity errors or anything. Like, it was great. Cinematography, I give it 8 out of 10. There were many cool shots, but sometimes things appeared a small bit too clunky, and there was one shot at the start that really just annoyed me, which was why I took away the 2 marks. Watchability, I give it 3 out of 5. It is a really good movie, but you wouldn't watch it repeatedly. If I was to forget what happened in it, it would be fun to watch again. So, like, the first watch is the best watch. Emotions, I give it 4 out of 5. You really feel for the characters and what they feel. When they're sadness, you feel sad. When they're happy, you feel happy. And when they're scared, you feel scared as well. So, overview of the whole thing. While I went in with some great expectations, I came in away, really, after seeing a great movie, and that'll do me grand. Final score, 87%. That's all from me. Sean.